You don't have a discipline problem. You have a reps problem. We discuss a lot about discipline, about commitment, about follow through, all these kinds of things. And we had a discussion the other day about the crisis of men here and in my opinion, the pussification, I'm sure I'll get backlash for that one, but whatever, of men and how far the bar has dropped. That, I don't think there's ever been a time in our lives or in society where it has been easier to win, where it has been easier to separate yourself from the masses. Obviously, I believe in pursuing your greatness. This is called demanding greatness. Every business I've owned since I was 18 years old has been in reference to greatness somewhere. I don't believe in accepting mediocrity or fitting in with the masses or any of these kinds of things. I believe in pushing yourself and seeing where you can get to. Now, there are very, very different definitions for every person about what that level looks like. But there are most certainly some levels that I believe need to be just a baseline. And the fitness, your health, your physical capacity is that baseline. This isn't a up for debate negotiation. It is, you must be in great shape. Especially as a father, it is your duty, your honor, and your obligation to be in the best physical shape you can be. And I firmly believe that you cannot be the best version of yourself, you cannot be the best father you're going to be unless you are. Now, does that mean having a six-pack abs or, being shredded to the nines? No, it doesn't. But it means being in great shape. It means being physically capable of it. Having the six-pack and everything is just a byproduct, because that byproduct shows that, you can build discipline. You can build, sorry, that was a giant fucking bug trying to bite me. You can build all those things. We've spoken about it before. Your physique is a very obvious resume of a man with commitment, a man with follow-through, a man who can delay gratification. These are important fucking skills. Apologize, I am working on the swearing. It comes back to this. We've been talking about it. It's the reps that come through that. But it is a really important skill to have, is the ability to follow through, the ability to put off what is easy now for what matters in the future. And the reason why I firmly believe, beyond the obvious reasons, why you as a father need to be in great shape, is to impart these skills onto your children. The simplest and easiest way to teach your children the skills that are going to change their lives, that are going to make their lives easier, that means they are going to dominate everybody else, is through your actions. It isn't do as I say, it is they will mimic what you do. Monkey see, monkey do. They are little sponges, and they will soak up who you are as a person, not what you tell them to do. And you can get a really clear indication of who you truly are as a father, as a parent, by how they mimic in play. If you put them into situations, you'll quickly discover how you parent, how you teach things. And that's a really, really important skill. One that matters more than, just being in shape. That's the thing that's going to set them up for life. So it's why I firmly believe that you need to have developed these skills. And they are skills. Discipline, grit, mental toughness, determination, they are skills. And they are skills that rent is due every single day. You must pay for these skills every day. You must reinvent them. But this comes back to the reps. It comes back to neuroplasticity. You are a product of the things you do repeatedly. Your life is a product of the actions you repeat frequently. So when it comes to building discipline, when it comes to building mental toughness, when it comes to building grit and determination and all these kinds of things, you are a product of the things that you do over and over and over again. The reason why your life looks the way it looks, good, bad, or otherwise, is due to the reps that you're putting in. And it comes back to this one that often makes people really uncomfortable. And always I get people who want to argue in the extremes, but most people don't live in the extremes, so let's not fuck around with that. See, reps. And that is that your life is all your fault. Everything you have in your life is your fault. And that is the greatest gift that you can ever have in this life. Because it also means it's within your control to fix it. It also means that you can address these issues and do better, be better, live a better life. And it comes down to those reps. And it's why when making a change, becoming a new man, which is what we are doing, we're not doing a quick, Band-Aid, patch this over for a little bit of time and then we're going back to who we were. No. We are rewriting who we are as a man. We are becoming a new man, a better version. We are demanding greatness of ourselves. This is the point. This is what we are after. And this is what is required. And that comes to the reps that you are willing to invest. So the first time you try and do something new, let's say you haven't been working out. Even if you have in the past, but you haven't been doing it for a while. That first one is really hard. So is the second one. And over time, it starts to get a little bit easier. Over time, you start to build the reps. You build the habit. You start rewiring your brain to go, hey, this is what we do. This is who we are. These are the things that we do. And it's a big part of why I teach no days off. Because a habit missed once is a mistake. Habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. And what do most people do? Every week they take 2 days off. And then they wonder why, at least 2 days off, they wonder why when they start again next week, it sucks nuts. It's because you started building a new habit. Now, you're not going to establish a habit in 2 days, no. In fact, it takes 126 days to replace a negative habit with a positive one. It's going to take time, but that is 126 days without exception. 0 misses, no days off, no backsliding, no nothing. 126 days to follow through. That is what is required. It's why when you stop every time, and you're like, oh, that's extreme discipline. No, it's just what is required. We aren't here to mess around. We aren't here to play in the little leagues. We are here to transform your life and become the greatest version of yourself. It is going to require something very different. That is what is necessary so that you can become the greatest version of yourself. Continuing to live exactly as you were and expect different outcomes is the definition of insanity. You have to become a different human being. You have to show up differently. You have to live your life differently. This is what is necessary. This is what is required. And this is why most people will never change. As we discussed the other day, apparently, working out 4 times a week is considered extreme discipline. That's not even, that's bare minimum. That's like you just starting to scratch the surface. That's you just trying to enter the arena. That is not extreme discipline. And this is the problem, because people legitimately view it this way. Of course it's hard. Of course it's not working. You're constantly starting at the beginning in terms of building a habit every single week. You are resetting it. You aren't putting in the reps to rewire your brain, to rewire your neuroplasticity. You have to create new neural pathways, and that requires doing it over and over and over again with zero exception. It's why most people fail. It's why most people within 12 months, even if they succeed in their health and fitness journey, will be back to where they started. Because you haven't rewired who you are. Becoming the best version of you, reaching a new level, reaching results that actually matter is going to require a level of discipline and change that most people are not ready for. Most people aren't willing to do. You have to show up differently. You have to show up as a different man. You have to commit to a different level. You have to rewire it. It's why every time you face that struggle, that demon, that resistance, that dragon, all that kind of stuff, you go, if you don't slay it, it becomes harder the next time, because you are reinforcing it in your brain. You are literally creating neuro pathways that says this is what we do. This is what happens. We face obstacles, we quit. It gets hard, we quit. We need a rest day, we need the weekend off, we need to have downtime, we need to indulge in these sedation activities, all these kinds of things. Every time you do it, you are wiring into your brain going, this is what is required. Of course it's hard. And then you take the time off and you start again next week. I posted a video recently and it said, how many Mondays will it take before you actually make a change? And someone commented, and I thought it was funny, but it's so true, was how many Mondays are there in a year? That many is how many times. And that's the truth. So many people will just continually start over and over and over again. They'll just keep going back to the start. Every week they will restart the process and wonder why it's forever a struggle, and then at some point they quit. Because you're constantly battling against yourself. You're constantly teaching yourself that this is who we are. You want to become a different man. You want to build a different life. You want to show up differently and lead by example for your children. It is gonna require that you get in the reps and don't break that cycle. You don't keep retraining your brain to stop and start. You just have to go. No days off, no breaks, no questions, just doing the work every single day. So frequently I talk about it, that this isn't about the physical side, it's about the mental side. The physique is just a lovely byproduct. This is about who you become up here. It's about rewiring your brain for success. And it's gonna be uncomfortable and it's gonna be hard. And the reason why most people fail is because A, the system they're trying to use is broken, and B, they don't have someone to hold them accountable. That is what I do. That is my job. It is more than anything to hold you accountable to the standard that you are gonna set. To hold you accountable to actually showing up and doing what is necessary. So if you are ready to break free, if you're ready to finally do the reps and rewire your brain for success, to start demanding greatness of yourself every single day, then let's get stuck into it. Let's build that for you, and let's see who you can become on the other side. Shoot me a message or click the link in my bio, and let's change the game for you and start demanding greatness.